Hello everyone and welcome to another episode with Apple. She is still mourning the loss of her pup Banana. She has not told Ava what has happened yet. And her pack is in some deep trouble. She also needs to take back these hexes because they do belong to her, as well as these three. She also needs to mark territory amongst a lot of other things. Dragon is headed out on his own. There's an elk nearby. And we have quite a lot of catch up to do with Ava. Really? I just wanted to leave the pups. Can we leave the pups? Oh, we can't leave the pups yet. We nearly broke a rule. Wait for these guys to show their... Listen here. Apple may be hurt, but she is not gonna let you push her over. So I'm hoping Dragon will find some food. She was a 2-year-old, that's right. Okay. And it is Oxbow for Apple. Okay, so I'm gonna call them out, play with them a little more, and head out, mark some territory, see if we can find any food whatsoever, because Apple will not heal until she finds food. Oops, I broke it. Lychee is fully healed, but I don't know how well he's doing. Still pretty confident, which is a good sign. And goofy. Do any of the pups want to play with their mother? Play with your mom! Oh, there we go, Tamarilla's gonna come play. Okay, we're nearly at 80%. Oh. No, sorry, Tamarilla, didn't mean to do that. Oh, Dragon found food. That's good. There we go. Okay, 89%. We can leave the pups. And we are going to go mark territory, and we're going to pretend that we're marking territory with Ava. So we need to head off this way. Right now she just needs food, she can't really complain. So we're going to spend a lot of time away from the pups, unfortunately, trying to heal up Apple from her gruesome fight. Oh, Dragon's with the pups again. Oh. There. Okay, so we found another elk back here. I just went to hunt a rabbit. A hare, sorry. So let's see if we can find this elk. We managed to get her to 100% full of food. Okay, found the baby. Time to keep marking territory and then find a way to get this back to the pups eventually. Oh my word, they just claimed that. They are ripping into our territory. So Ava and Apple go and mark territory together, Apple finding whatever food she can along the way. They take this opportunity to get to know each other better, and eventually Apple admits or tells Ava what she did and that she wants to go to war with Oxbow. Which is when Ava gives some advice to Apple. I won't be repeating what Ava says, so I would recommend that you go watch Ava's episode 9, season 2, titled Ava's Advice. So Apple, they part ways, while Ava goes to find food with her mate Turn, because Turn has now joined them. And so Apple, flashlight. Who is now wandering the territory alone because her mate's with the pups, has some things to think about on her own, and she really feels alone. Ava's not gonna help her if she does go to war with Oxbow. Her mate has been awfully quiet since Banana's death, but even more quiet after she killed that pack wolf, the one who killed her child. So she is left to wonder, has she done the right thing? Has she avenged Banana's death? Is she alone? Is she truly alone in this decision? And she howls, and when Dragon howls back, it reassures her that she's still got her mate. If she takes the right path, her mate may come with her, or may stay by her side. But if she doesn't, does she risk losing her mate and a family member? Does she carry on even though she could put her pups in danger and her yearlings? She's got a lot to think about, and right now she just runs around alone, marking territory, thinking a lot about this. And now she has these wolves to face alone as well. She stays quiet and just leaves. She's still mourning her pup's loss. She's still angry that they took her pup from her. And she's upset that Ava is not taking sides, but at the same time she does understand why Ava's not doing so. And while she wanders through territory to mark, she comes across the den where all her litters have been moved so far. Let me just clean this before we carry on. Oh no. So Apple comes back to the den. Where Banana was born, and where Blueberry was born, where all her pups were born. And now she wonders, is this wolf skull what killed him? Banana was the pup that played with it the most, and he was the one to die first. and hopefully last. She doesn't pick up the skull. She just stares at it for a long while. And she goes inside the den. I'm not actually gonna go inside the den because we can't. She goes inside the den and can no longer smell any of her pup's scents. It's been too long. And she stays the night in that den before she basically takes a nap before she decides she has to get back to her family, as much as she can't stand to be near Dragon right now because he's kind of ignored her. She knows that her pups need food. And even though Dragon may be ignoring her, he might still be worried, and she doesn't want to worry him. She's quite sure Ava's already back at the rendezvous site as well. That baby elk was in that box. I'm not gonna eat it because that's just being a bit greedy. And I'm sure Dragon will be asking Ava questions. Where is Apple? Why hasn't she returned yet? Why have you returned without her? And Ava just calmly states that Apple's still out doing her own thing. I finished what I had to do. We parted ways after we had a conversation because Tern and I went to hunt. And I returned before her. And Dragon asks, am I being too hard on her by ignoring her? And Ava doesn't respond to that question. Only he would know the answer. I think that's when Dove would step in and kind of say, Dragon, she's your mate. You need to communicate with your mate. Leo and I, our top priority was to make sure the pups were safe, but our next top priority was to make sure we were communicating well with each other. And if you're not doing that with your mate, then I suggest you do. Go out into the territory with her when she returns, after she's slept, whatever she needs to do, and talk with her. I think Dragon would take old Dove's advice. Dragon still doesn't know what to do. He keeps an eye on the pups. She sends them into the grass. I do want them to come over here just now, but I'm gonna go sleep with them. Apple doesn't say a word when she arrives back. She doesn't know what to say exactly. She's still thinking. She doesn't know what plan of action she wants to take, if she still wants to get revenge. But Dragon still sits off in the distance. He's a little closer than he was when Banana first died, but he still keeps his distance, thinking things through. Wait a couple seconds. Apple is still absolutely devoted to her pups. I'm just gonna state that now. Her priority right now is her pups and healing herself up. I don't want him to eat the carcass. Just quickly pause now. Again, Dragon heads out alone and Apple watches him leave. And she feels pain, just like sting her. Is her mate rejecting her? Apple nearly wants to cry inside because not only has she lost Banana, but she feels like she's losing Dragon too. He hasn't said a word, she hasn't said a word, and I think the pups would distract themselves with their parents' newfound attitude towards each other. And she just watches her 6 pups play as Dragon disappears into the horizon. Passion. Are you playing Dead? I'm just a little bit uncomfortable with... Apple's still uncomfortable with leaving the pups to play while she's the only one at the... Pear didn't listen. That's okay. Does anyone want to play with their mom? Yes, Pear does. She decides to sleep again. She's tired. Dragon returns without food. The pups have dropped a bit in hunger, so I'm gonna call them out. So that they can eat. Dragon's still sitting a bit closer. The pups can kind of sense a rift in their parents' relationship a bit, but they don't know what's happened. They don't know that their mother has killed another wolf. Doesn't know that a war is possibly coming. Passion, baby, you need to eat. There you go. Melon. So this time she heads out again to start pushing back Oxbow. She doesn't trust them with what they've done. So she's going to go and claim this first round of hexes and probably leave Crevice Lake alone. She'll probably go and grab that hex though. And then go up and around and see what food she can find in the process. If Dragon comes along or not is up to him. And It'll be interesting to see if he does, and he does. He is. I'm trying to... Dragon comes with, and Apple is surprised. He even looks at her a couple times. I imagine him trying to decide if he wants to say anything. Let's see if we can find where his mother is. It's an elk, okay. She's gonna ask Dragon to go back to the den until she... pups until she finds this. Oh! Never mind. Come back! I'm gonna pretend that she never told him to go back to the den and just found the baby. He looks like he was targeting her. She takes a hit and he immediately stops the next hit. I'm just gonna watch Dragon a bit in this hunt. Both the other carcasses are done and gone. Beautiful. They know what each other needs. They know that they're both kind of hurting from what Apple did, but also from Dragon ignoring her. He's hurting because he has not really showed much affection towards her, and she's hurting because she thinks he hates her. I'm sending him back to the den so we can pups, so we can beat him back to the pups, drop off this, and then go and mark territory. Well, claim territory. We need to mark that one and claim those. She is gonna put a big buffer around her pups. Yeah, it's these two. She knows it's not worth the fight on this one. She's too weak on health, and she doesn't have any backup. But she can win those. Tables turn very, very quickly. She knows Ava may not be happy with her decision to still go and claim territory from this pack. And Dragon may not be impressed by it. But she will put a barrier around her pups. Apple returns back to her pups and her mate, and Dove, and Tern, and Ava and their pups. Dragon is pacing. He doesn't know if he should talk to her or not, but she goes to sleep and he decides, you know what, I might as well get some rest too. Everyone can see Apple is spending more and more time away from the den, away from her pups, which to most is very unusual because she is so devoted and loving to her pups. Is Dragon going off again? Dragon knows he needs to look after his pups, but he doesn't know what to say or do to his mates, and inside it's destroying both of them. Her territory is nice and strong. She's going to keep going after Oxbow's territory, but Dragon's heading off, probably to find himself some food. She puts them back in the grass and also heads off. She's barely spending much time, actually no, we're gonna sleep again. She's barely spending much time with her pups. And most of the time it's her sleeping when she's with them. Dragon's also spending longer periods of time away from his mate and pups. And also not finding food for himself. And I think he only marked like 1 hex. She brings the pups back out to eat again and tries to play with them. Apple watches over the pups, also looking out for predators. And Dragon just stares off into space, thinking, how do I communicate with my mate after this rift has occurred in our mateship, relationship, whatever you want to call it. The pups carry on playing, kind of ignoring the fact that their parents are ignoring each other. They're oblivious to what has happened outside and away from them. Apple keeps looking at Dragon, and Dragon doesn't do anything, doesn't say anything. And Apple doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know if she should try to talk to him. How will he react to her trying to talk to him? Is he just here to look after his pups at this point? It is hurting her very hard deep down. Either way, oh no. Stay in the grass, pups. I did not mean to call you out. I meant to press number 3, which is for Dragon. Apple takes a huge step and asks Dragon to come with her to the carcass. Oh, that's the end of the carcass. Okay, we're nearly done, so I think I'm just gonna sleep and get the last 0.1 pounds so we can finish this. In fact, I'm gonna call them out. And there we go, this season, season 2 of Apple's third litter ends on a cliffhanger. Kind of. Let me know down in the comments what you think Dragon and Apple would do. Because I have no idea. I have no idea how they'd start another conversation and work through whatever problems they're going through. But I think right now they're both mourning the loss of Banana. In their own way, Dragon is mourning the loss through silence and still taking care of his family, but he doesn't know what to say. He doesn't... The murder of another wolf has kind of stunned him by Apple's... Yeah, he just never expected this from her. Ugh, elderberry. Yeah, so next we'll be starting Rika and Helene's stories and leaving Apple and Dragon's story alone for now. Hi, Editor Shorty here. I'd quickly like to tell what I was thinking towards the end of the episode, but I'd also like to make one thing clear before the episode ends. I do not and don't plan to break up this pair. I absolutely love them and I think they complement each other beautifully. So that's out of the question, and why I'd like them to reconnect and communicate their concerns with each other over the winter, before the next litter. But I definitely like to try and record them reconnecting. So if any of you have ideas on how I could do this, or how they would go about doing this, let me know in the comments. I do have my own ideas, but I do like hearing other people's ideas because sometimes it can make the story more interesting. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!